Game number 3 coming at you guys. It's on the map Mirage here. Kimo leveling the set 1-1. An interesting game there on Calm Shores. We'll see what's going to be different now on Mirage. There has been a little bit of what do you say? Strategic meta finding out on this map. We've seen Chronos time shift shenanigans. We've seen some ISIS stuff over here. We've seen some Norse success here as well. If you actually watch, there was a stream of Green Sea Squash actually playing on some of these maps, and he showed how good Loki can be on this map, which I was saying at the start that this map is not that different from Tundra Pools, which is, if we remember back to like Champions League Season 1, where Sun Tzu was playing. If you want to go check those games out, he would pick every single map. You get to pick your own map there, so he would pick Tundra Pools every single time, and you would have a fantastic game, which is definitely the case here on this map. So we're going to be getting into that one now. Spawning in the bottom of the map. If I can click some buttons here, his name is Kimo, and he is playing as ISIS. His opponent today in the red color playing as Loki. His name is Count Von Count. So we do see Count going for the Loki here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited to see what he's going to come up with because I think this map is a really, really good map for Loki. The other thing here is that Loki versus ISIS is another good matchup for Loki as well, because he counters those Ancestors Eclipse really, really hard with his Herser. So we'll see how things are going to go as we do see the dock getting dropped down over here by Kimo. Going to start building himself some fishing ship here as the Pharaoh moving back up onto this granary over here. More villagers coming through. I'm surprised to see him leaving this boar here. One thing we saw from Soup way back when he played on this map is he dragged the boar underneath the town center, and he chopped down straggler trees to get double the value out of his Pharaoh from empowering, which is definitely an option here. But we'll see how it's going to go. We do see it seems to be a low fish spawn here on this map. There are 3 different fish spawns you can get here, 4 different fish spawns you can get here, 6 fish, 7 fish, 8 fish, or 9 fish. So we see the minimum spawn here, which is definitely not something which Count Von Count is going to want to have seen here. I wonder if he vetoed this one or if he used his veto or not, because it's definitely, you're definitely more happy as Loki on this map to see 9 fish than 6, because it accelerates your food income, which allows you to spam Herser better, allows you to get to the next age better. And while this map is not a high hunt map, there is hunt on it. There is enough hunt to survive in the classical age with your gazelle, monkeys, opponents' gazelle, those kind of things, and obviously opponents' monkeys as well. So there ends up being quite a bit of food. So we'll see how it's all going to go as the house coming up over here for Count Von Count. He's got the 1 dock down. Now, I did come up with a build here, and it's basically, if you are unaware of my Norse builds, it's basically my build on Mediterranean, where I build 3 docks. But on this map, you just need to build 2 to get your fishing ships nice and efficient. You just put 1 dock between these 2 fishing spots and 1 dock on top of these fishing spots. And then you move forward and you drop your temple in the middle of the map. And it allows you to get about a 4:30 advance time with all your fishing ships out, and have a really good classical age to do whatever you really need to do there. But you also don't need to put the 2nd dock down as well, depending on the matchup here. It just defends. As we see obelisks getting thrown up all over the map here by Kimo. I actually really like this play because it's going to be showing Kimo if a stray Ulfsark tries to sneak in and drops a dock down here. Now, the other play here, which I think is super, super interesting, is you put a dock down here, you get your you sneak an Ulfsark down to put the 2nd dock over on this location here, and then you go up through Njord and you delete this dock to get your free Kraken in to get some harass down onto the fishing ships and cause some real chaos where that's concerned. So, I mean, we'll see how it's going to go as the villagers pushing up onto these berry bushes and all of the other good stuff here. That's the obelisk coming over here from Kimo. Relics on the map. We do see the Ooooooo wagon is here. It's absolutely huge. Ooooooo wagon gives you the cheaper caravan cost as well as the caravan movement speed. But on this map, it is a bit of a short map. The best trade route is actually to try and secure your opponent's corner of the map somehow and just put walls down everywhere. If you can get a market up here, or actually, yeah, a market over here potentially to trade down to this town center, it's absolutely huge. So if you actually go, funnily enough, the best way to play is to grab this town center, and grab the town center over here, if it's at all possible. I mean, you can trade to your own hometown center as well, so that's fine. But it's a really, really tough time to get that location there. Anyways, we see the temple coming up, we see the monument coming up. Villagers now onto this boar in the main base here for Kimo. As Kimo's build here, it leaves a lot to be desired, as Forseti is already 60% the way through here from Count Von Count. As he's going to be moving forward, he will be grabbing that Ooooooo wagon there as well for himself. Another relic being uncovered up here, the Staff of Dionysus. As we do see a lot of villagers now over onto this food over here, and we do see Count Von Count getting wood again. There is a... The way that I like to play this one as Loki is, or as Norse here, is I like to grab all of my wood first and then send all of my villagers over to the food here. As Loki, you're probably going to need 2 longhouses and a temple to support your buildings or your training time. So that's just 200 or 220 resources. Then you need 500 for the upgrade of Hall of Thanes. So that's the 300 there. So 520 total. And then you need about another 100 to get yourself your houses out before you're going to get some more in the classical age. So you need about 600 wood here to do that strategy. But it's complete. You have like 10 villagers chopping wood down. You're going to get that really, really fast. As we do see a dock sneaking down here from Count Von Count. He wants to get out something here to harass Kimo. In reality, this dock here costs a lot of resources to do this. And to harass your opponent costs a lot of resources, but you can force basically you're just playing this to force your opponent to overcommit on water here. As the hearse are going to be moving forward, they're going to start cleaning up all these obelisks, most likely. Each obelisk here is actually worth a lot of favor. It's very quick to kill, and it gives 1.08 favor. And if you compare that over to, say, a villager here, that's also 1.08 favor. As we see a barracks coming down now for Kimo, he's going to have to start spamming those axemen out very, very fast here. As we see another obelisk coming out here, we see Flood of the Nile purse scene coming in as a longboat does move through onto this position to start harassing Kimo here. Beautiful play here as the fishing ship going to be garrisoning into the dock. We see the longboat retreating back ever so slightly here. As the longboat going to be moving over, taking out the fishing ship and everything else on every other location here. As Kimo, is he reacting to this at all? It looks like he's got not very many villagers on wood here, so he can't react to it. He's going for a town center on this location. We do have a troll already over here as the wall coming up over on this position to block off that gold mine over there. Nice play from Count Von Count as the troll will be spotting this, and we already see farms coming down from Kimo. He's going to be in a really, really difficult position here as Kimo's going to keep on garrisoning and ungarrisoning these fishing ships as best as he possibly can here. As the town center coming up very, very fast here. We see the spy is down on the villagers here, but I think Count Von Count's going to be a little bit disappointed about what he's going to see there, because the farms are just going to come up, and that's going to be it. Now, a wall to block this one off over here, and potentially over here as well, could be really, really big as well for Count Von Count to try and get some sort of gold staff going here, as he's going to continue to spam units out. Doesn't quite yet have himself Hall of Thanes. I wonder if a second town center area is the way to go, or just go to the heroic age. I think that play of deleting this dock, just build another dock here, delete the dock and go Njord to get himself the Kraken to move through and take out these fishing ship, while he then goes after a big push on this town center with the Walking Woods pushing in and all those Hersa, could be absolutely huge here for Count Von Count. I think it's something that Loki players aren't really used to doing, because they love going for the flaming weapons plays, but Walking Woods against Egyptian is really, really strong if you have the opportunity to do it. As the cabinet's now coming through here for Kimo to defend his water over here, and these longboats will start getting taken out as Count not paying attention over here. He does lose one. Going to be trying to retreat his longboats into the corner of the map here, as this wall here does get denied by Kimo. He's got his axemen out already over on that location. as Count Von Count's gold and food starting to skyrocket. We do see the armory is up, and Count Von Count, obviously, he's going for some sort of semi-fast heroic here, but how much damage is it really going to be able to do as the Sphinx now coming over here to take out the dock? Good play here, good awareness, pick off the dock, pick off the longboats. He only built 2 cabinets, so no overreaction at all. So in the end, Count Von Count did a little bit of damage to Kimo's economy here, picking off fishing ships and stopping them from gathering, but I don't think he actually picked off any here, but he did spend 120 wood and 300 wood, 150 gold on longboats. So win there for Kimo in the end in terms of trades, as more units coming out for Count Von Count. What is the god of choice? Bragi. Bragi is the god of choice here. And we'll see how things are going to go. As flaming weapons and a big attack on this location is going to be huge. As we do see walls trying to come up here for Kimo. It looks like they haven't placed for some reason. It's this weird thing that happens with walls. When you click them, the villager will go to where you moved it to, and sometimes it accidentally starts chopping down wood as well. So whenever you place walls, just make sure you right click on the wall after it's actually down. It's a bit of a finicky thing, and one of those things I kind of hope is fixed in Retold. Do we see that upgrade through for Count Von Count? Not just yet. He did go through 4 city, right? He still doesn't have a Hall of Thanes, but maybe he's going to get it coming through for that to hit this timing here as he's got resources. Does he put a temple forward? I probably would have put the temple forward and deleted it, to be honest, to get that battle bore into the game immediately and more battle bore moving forward. His Hall of Thanes now coming through for Count Von Count, as he's wanting to push in and attack this location immediately. We see an armory coming through over here as the Axemen all out of position here. The unit's going to be pushing through onto this position here. Imagine a battle ball being in here right now. Could be absolutely huge as the villagers getting pulled back. Count Von Count not really paying attention to his units here. He will be able to pick off 1 villager and maybe 2 villagers as the troll spawn coming through. We do see some units onto this position, grabbing this position here, but the trolls over here already. More units coming in as the Hursa going to be trying to take out this town center over here. You do have to remember there's tons of Axemen through already for Kimo, and he is very low on food at this point as the raiding cavalry going to take down this Axeman over here. Funnily enough, there's baboons everywhere, but it looks like Count Von Count is back into his main base. He's going to be short on food quite heavily here as this town center is getting closer and closer to falling down here. We do see some Hursa getting picked off over here. Not many priests in here at the moment as the battle ball is finally through for Count Von Count. We see the house coming up as the battle ball is swinging through onto this location. The village is popping out over here. This battle ball can actually use its special ability to block the repair time for a little bit here. We'll see if that's what he's going to do. Looks like he just clicks onto this location as we do see the INR coming in. That's going to be really, really big here as the battle ball trying to chase these villagers away and prevent them from retreating. No, now the battle ball coming back over here, and he will take out this town center. Kimo going to be dropping here down to 1 town center. A couple of villagers are picked off. Sultan 4 coming through the Count Von Count as well to help him out as farms starting to get thrown down for Count Von Count. There's the heroic age for Kimo. Ancestors Eclipse would be absolutely huge to use in the main base of Count Von Count here because all of his units are out of position. You can actually take the town center down. It's one of those things that it's very, very standard for ISIS players in this matchup as we do see the farms getting taken down. This is a lot of favor as well for the farms. Little known fact, the 2.16 favor to take out these farms. We've only got 200 HP and 30% hack armor. It's really, really big as the army here for Count Von Count needs to retreat. He can't really take this fight with those Hursa here. He needs more raiding cavalry, as the raiding cavalry are going to start moving over onto this position over here to start taking those villagers out. As the army retreating off of that location. Lots of villagers over here now. A Migdol stronghold going to be coming up as Count Von Count here is 104 population. To Kimo's 101 population as the Axeman gets picked off over on this position over here as the unit's going to be pushing through, crashing into this position here. Still no flaming weapons coming through as we see a Valkyrie spawn over on that gold mine as Count Von Count pulls back. I feel like you should be pulling the trigger here, trying to force that defensive Ancestors Eclipse and just going for it at this point, as we do see that's exactly what's happening. These villagers all getting pushed off of this gold mine over here as the army runs through here. There's the Ancestors Eclipse coming through onto this position. Will the Hursa be able to micro this one well enough? Basically, when you've got flaming weapons down, you can 2-hit a minion here, but it looks like the Herso just getting absolutely cleaned up here as Kimo defending this one really, really nicely as those Herso just run face first into those Axemen there and get absolutely cleaned through. And Count Von Count here, 900 wood in the bank. He needs to spam farms to know tomorrow here. He's got 78 favor, 80 favor in the bank here. He's going to be retreating back and potentially trying to spam out those battle boards here to continue this fight. But at this point, he basically needs no wood villages and just pure farms. He's finally starting to throw those down here as the forward longhouses are going to be getting picked off, but more Hersa getting trained through. Villagers over here getting picked off by the Valkyrie on this position over here. Nice play from Count Von Count as he... good micro there from Kimo though to retreat back. The Troll can move in and start taking these units down as well. As we do, very cheeky longhouse here from Count Von Count. He's also got the longboat still remaining over here. I wouldn't mind seeing a dock getting thrown down here as well to make some hammer ships there to take out his opponent. As we do see the battle ball now swinging through, potentially going to try and take out the temple or prevent the villagers from being on a gold mine. But there's plenty of gold over here for the time being as the longhouses are going to be getting taken down. More longhouses coming down onto this position over here. But Kimo has managed to defend here for the time being. As the Scorpion Man over here is not going to be all too much help. We'll see how things are going to go here as the armory goes down. Scorpion Men over here going to get a little bit of damage done as some houses getting taken out. Do the priests have their upgrade funeral rites? They do not have it just yet. No favor in the bank here for Kimo at the moment. Just the one monument, and he did spend that onto Scorpion Men, it would seem. It's just a battle ball spawn. That's absolutely huge for Count Von Count. As more longhouses coming through here for Count Von Count. We'll see how things are going to end up going as he does have to pull back. There's that dock we were talking about. I like that idea. Temple coming up over here with the idea of potentially Battle Ball coming through to attack this town center over here later. Not a bad idea there. As he completely can distract Kimo's army away and attack wherever he really wants to. There's now the battle ball swinging through onto this location over here. Cabinet over on this position will be getting will be a little bit annoying here, but we'll see the battle ball potentially being able to take out the docks and completely stopping Kimo's food gather rate out of these fishing ships. It's 45 villages apiece here in this game. Still very, very close. As the battle ball now moving over here, going to be taking out the Migdol stronghold while taking out these docks on the back. Love that play. Do we see any sort? We are seeing the Drakkar coming through here. They're not the best against cabinets, but they can take them down fairly quickly. They've only got 30% hack armor versus the 20 damage per second that can be done here. But generally speaking, cabinets technically do counter them, but they counter them from a range, I guess. As the battle ball now going after the other dock, more cabinet or more Drakkar coming out. Do we see anything coming out of this location? Not just yet. Over on the front here, we're now starting to see heavy raiders coming through for Count Von Count. Lots of resources in the bank as his farms have come through. He's got himself irrigation here and dropping down the second town center finally here. It's going to be a big help for him as the battle ball going to be retreating back. There is still this wall over here that hasn't been thrown up. We'll see if Kimo's going to be able to build that up while the battle ball is trying to retreat through here. It looks like he's not going for it. As the dock has been spotted over here. And the cabinets will spot this this kind of side build that's on the back over here as well. So he should be able to move back and take that out. But looks like the Drakkar are here to stay for the time being. And now Kimo has to pick off all of that as well. There's a battle wall pushing through over here. Still has those priests in. Still no upgrade for the priest. But Funeral Rites is now coming through for Kimo. And that's going to be a really, really big help to take out these battle ball. And Count Von Count's going to have to figure out a different way to play now as he does throw down his healing spring over on this location though. As the town center is still going to be a ways away from coming through. With all those priests and Pharaoh here, Funeral Rites absolutely huge. Going to be able to take out all these myth units. And really the answer here for Count Von Count is to keep going with myth units, but he needs to be trying to focus down those priests and Pharaoh with his army, trying to get around and sneak in and deal with those. As we do see the Drakkar coming through to try and take out these docks over here. We've got 3 docks down as well for Kimo, as he's going to try and take out these fishing ships. There's still a large amount of resources spent, but it will be a large amount of resources spent from both players here, it would seem, as the gate over there trying to get taken down. Kimo realizes a bit of a waste of time. Better come over here and deal with this as the battle ball going to be harassing this town center here. Count Von Count doing a really, really good job of distracting and dictating the pace. But the question really does, it does the question really is it worth it to do this or not? Because he's going to be losing this battle ball. A very low chance of killing the town center off. So the army going to be moving over here, checking out the town center here. Count on Count has his second town center up. Third town center on the way. I'm sure more villagers will be wanting to get onto food here. As, I mean, Count on Count, he's got 15, 18 farms at this point, plus the 6 villages on or fishing ships. There's probably enough with all of his upgrades. As the Draka trying to finish off this location here. I think Kimo's going to be kicking himself for having built his own ramming galleys here, but we see the units returning back over onto this location, taking villagers down. Nice play here. Beautiful multitasking here from Count on Count, taking down so many villagers. It's still very close on the villager count. As the priests coming through here, they will be able to take out these battle balls very, very fast, but I'm not sure Count on Count's going to care too much, because if he can take down this Migdol stronghold, it's going to allow him to put a lot of pressure over here. How many military buildings does he have? He's only got the 3 or 4 military buildings, 5 military buildings over here as more raiding cavalry coming in. So it's probably enough here to support this kind of pressure. As Kimo here is trying his darndest to get to the Mythic Age. He really wants Osiris here in this matchup. As the raiding cavalry swinging up here to deal with these heavy chariots over there. As the Migdol stronghold still going to stay alive for the time being, as all the myth units have been picked off. Count on Count drops down to 116 of 130 population, but a lot of villager kills here as Kimo drops down to 42 villagers. As the damage is coming through, the Axeman's still trying to take down this location over here. Down center here is sitting at 2688 HP as well, so it's going to be a ways away from falling there. Did Kimo get himself masons? Not really. He's just got fortified town centers, it would seem. As now Count on Count has to retreat back. We see some buildings coming up over on this position to try and secure that town center there. Count on Count's town center does finally come up. Lots of wood in the bank. Wouldn't mind seeing a ton more military buildings getting thrown down here. I think this is something that Norse players forget until it's late game. Basically, they sit in with like their less limited amount of military buildings, and you really need to go up to like 10, 15, 20 military buildings to support your spam, because your units just take so long to build. And if you can do that, then you're in a really good position. But this mountain giant coming in, that spawn there is actually a big help if he can get in onto that Migdol. But there's 2 priests here. Yeah, you probably put that pressure on if he was at full population. But now we see Osiris coming through for for Kimo here, and that's very scary for Count von Count. The real only counter to Osiris for Loki is Ballista or catching it out of position. And that can be very, very difficult to do, as we do see a whole bunch of raiding cavalry popping out here, but the spearmen are in. It's going to be more than enough to deal with these cavalry here. Nice play here from Kimo to deal with this, as Count von Count is still desperately trying to sneak a unit potentially over into this back corner to keep that side build chances alive. That's the 4th town center coming up on this position. This is very, very risky here from Count von Count. I would love to see him get Mythic Age and be going in with Ballaster at this point, and Fire Giant and all the good stuff, or even a Fimble Winter here wouldn't go astray. But he's going for that town center. It might be a ways away. That Mythic Age. His fortified town center is also coming through for Count von Count. He's getting the market down, and the units over here still fighting away for Kimo. He's at 49 villages, so Count on Count's advantage here is still very, very big. There's a raiding cavalry trying to push through here, trying to deal with this as best as they can. We see the mountain giant moving around here. Count on Count doesn't need to fight on this location anymore, as the gold mine has expired. Villagers over here on this location now, as the troll does scout it out. As this town center is going up for Count von Count, we'll see how he's going to go, as the mountain giant definitely not long for this world, as Count von Count's army just still cannot push through this Egyptian army over here. How are the armory upgrades actually looking? He's got a little bit here, but so too does Kimo. It's basically equal armory upgrades, except these are chariot archers on the back, just able to do so much damage. You see the Thurazar's rune here coming through as well for Count von Count to speed up his myth units. As that Axeman does end up falling on the back. The house going to be going down as well. So this town center does end up coming up. Another temple over here, and a hill fort does come down. I'd like to see this gold mine being the focus here for Count von Count, and obviously defending this town center. So hill fort, Ballista, sit underneath this town center, secure this gold mine, wall up the top side of the map here, prevent any sort of raids from coming through, because those are the things that are going to be difficult to deal with once you go into the Ballista Fire Giant composition. Count von Count trying to skyrocket up to the next age. He's getting himself that Masons through here, sitting at 123 of 170 population. He's missing a house here, but he can throw that down whenever he wants at this point. There's watchtowers coming through as well, and we do see the mummy in. The pharaoh over here going to get that son of Osiris through as the siege works coming in to start making those catapult. But again, if we just did this in a slight different order and made the hill fort first and went to the heroic, to the mythic age, and then the town center, I think he would have had probably have Ballaster in time here. So we do see the Hersa very angrily trying to get close to that mummy as the catapult coming through here. Count Von Count trying to micro this one nicely. He does manage to snipe down that mummy over there as the Hersa now moving forward to pick off the catapult, as well as a marker coming down over here for Kimo. As Kimo, son of Osiris, trying to get in onto this fight. Just turn around and target that one there. It's very out in the open. Get those raiding cavalry in there. Wouldn't be a bad idea, as the son of Osiris finally starting to get some damage done, but it's going to get some return fire here from those raiding cavalry. We're starting to see war elephants coming through. Count Von Count does have access to Bragi, so we will be able to make those Call of Valhalla Swine Array Ulfsarks to deal with the war elephant fairly easily here. But he doesn't have any upgrades for him just yet, as we do see all those catapults getting picked off. Count Von Count still doesn't have the gold income, really. He's about to run out of this gold mine over here. This gold mine's got a little bit left in it, as well as the trade route is starting up. We see some raids coming through over here for Count Von Count as he's looking around the map for something to do. But Kimo now, he's going to slowly be able to start pushing through here, getting this town center back, securing this gold mine, as well as we see some more military buildings coming through here for Count Von Count. He's sitting at 160 of 170 population. There is a world where this 170 population or 180 population Loki can push through, can deal with this army, but he needs to stop throwing units away, get to it first, and potentially get some more upgrades in to kind of win on these in these positions here. As we do see the units pushing over, how much gold left in this gold mine? Still has 2,377 gold there, so plenty enough gold. You see the farm villagers over here getting sniped down. Good play here from Count Von Count to go after that. He's going to be losing some units while he does that, though, but still picking off units is nice. We see Hell now finally coming through as we see some Ulfsark trying to get trained out of this town center for the time being. Town center targeting down the Son of Osiris as well, getting a little bit more damage done onto it as it's slowly but surely getting picked off, as now we see two battle balls swinging over onto this Migdol stronghold, trying to take this one down as the market coming through here. Trade route starting for Kimo as well. He's got 8 camel caravans already, but I mean, Count Von Count's got 9, so it's still very, very close, but this town center is definitely falling here. It's not game over for Count Von Count losing that. It's going to be an even game to play from. He's going to be in the mythic age. He's just going to have to make it work somehow, some way. We have seen Egyptian players losing the late game against Norse before, and it's definitely possible here. So we'll see how Count Von Count's going to make this one work, as the raiding cavalry coming through here as well. And now we do see the raiding cavalry starting to take out the Son of Osiris here. Is getting targeted down. We see the chariot archers coming through here to get a whole bunch of damage down onto this one, but the Son of Osiris gets almost a third health remaining here, as we see the war elephant coming in to try and take out those longhouses over there. Meanwhile, we see this Migdol stronghold getting sniped down. Probably not the best use of time over there. I could have imagined, had he managed to surround that Son of Osiris with all those raiding cavalry over here, it probably would have gone down, as now we see the villagers moving forward. Hell just about to pop here, and this means Fire Giant for Count Von Count. We'll see if he's going to go for it. He's building around this location here, realizing how important it is, as the raiding cavalry now swinging back up here. I don't think he's going to be able to deny this town center with the Son of Osiris building it and 11 villagers over here. And we'll see how it's going to go, as the Hersa trying to break through over here, as the battle ball picks off the Migdol stronghold on this position here. Kimo's got 575 gold remaining, as the raiding cavalry swinging over here, trying to get onto that Son of Osiris. Kimo trying to garrison it there, but he accidentally clicks on it instead of garrisons it, getting closer and closer to falling here. 90 HP remaining, 60 HP remaining. It's almost picked off, ladies and gentlemen, as the raiding cavalry swing through here, and they basically pick it off, and it finally garrisons as Kimo didn't realize it didn't go into the town center as he's trying to deal with everything else coming in. We see a random temple down on that position over there, as these units going to break through here, trying to take out the market on that back corner there. Fire Giant coming through, can take out the catapult and everything else. Villagers trying to swing around onto this location over here. Count Von Count loses another house somewhere, as this temple going to come in. Imagine Rampage mountain giants coming through onto this town center would be absolutely huge, as Kimo is being stretched very thin in this game. He's got a lot of wood in the bank, but not much gold here as this gold mine's pushed off. We see villagers coming through over here as the catapult going to try and take down these longhouses, but these raiding cavalry can very easily come over here and take the catapult out, as we see Nidhogg coming down onto this town center. An interesting use here is going to be able to push off of all of these farms. That's 14 farms here, as the villagers going to be pulling back over here to try and repair this one back up. Nidhogg here does 40 crush damage. I'm not sure if that's crush damage a sec. I don't think it is. I think it's crush damage a shot. So it's not a huge amount of damage, but it will be able to take down a town center eventually here, as the hill fort coming up over on this position. Is Count Von Count changing the position here of attack to try and distract Kimo as much as he possibly can. This position over here is really the most important, because pushing off this gold mine and pushing off this trade route is going to be able to push Kimo out of the game very easily. But Kimo's defending this really nicely. He gets the priests over here. We do see the Ulfsark coming in. Do they have any upgrades? They don't have any of those Bragi upgrades just yet. Are we seeing Mountain Giant? No, we're seeing Fire Giant coming through here, as the Nidhogg picking off those farms as well is absolutely huge. I guess, to come to think of it, picking off this town center does shut down the trade route of Kimo as well, as we do see the Nidhogg retreating away. Some of these war elephants coming through. We see Call of Valhalla coming in. It's a good upgrade, but it's not the one you want to be going for first here. The reason for Ulfsark at this point is to snipe these elephant down really, really fast here, as we see the raiding cavalry coming over here, trying to take down those priests on this position here. Ballista can potentially come out here as well for Count on Count, though I think that if he can get himself Fire Giant, Mountain Giant, he would have a much better position here. More raiding cavalry coming through onto this position here to take some stuff down, as we see the catapult going to be cleaning up these longhouses on this position over here. But I guess Count Von Count could just move in here and throw buildings down. Look at the resources in the bank right now for Count Von Count. He's got so many resources, as the priest still trying to come over here and snipe down this Fire Giant here. It stays alive for so long. We're starting to see Ballista coming through here as well, as the hill fort staying alive. But look at those 8 priests coming through here, going to be doing so much damage. Look at the Ulfsarks here, 132 HP. That's kind of the max HP you can have unless you've gone through tier where you get Berserker Gang, which pushes them even further up, as the priest getting picked off over here, immediately going to be targeting down this Fire Giant. There's no villagers over here to repair this one. Finally, some villagers moving in. Will they be fast enough, though, is the big question. Looks like the Mountain Giant not going to be enough here to deal with this one, as now we finally see that Ballista coming through, going to start getting some damage down. No Pharaoh over here at this moment. No walls around the Ballista either, but Kimo's gold very low. He is going to be able to afford the mercenary cavalry. He's going to send that straight over to pick off the Ballista. Trading 1 mercenary cavalry for a Ballista is obviously really, really good, because it costs only 120 resources. But the town center goes down here, ladies and gentlemen, as Count Von Count, he's moving forward with his dwarves. He's out of gold. He wants to take this location over here. He's going to have to shank down this wall over on that location, as we do see a longhouse over here. The camel caravan's currently idle, as Count Von Count wants to basically mine this gold mine for himself and to take it away from Kimo in this game. He's got plenty of trade here. He could be completely fine to not mine any gold anymore, but he is sitting very low on the resources for the time being, trying to grab this town center over here. Would love to see a whole bunch of buildings get thrown up over here, but Count Von Count can't afford it just yet. He could sell food at this moment for 51 food per gold there, as we see the dwarves going to break down this wall over here and then grab onto this gold mine. And in that moment, Kimo does decide to tap out. The second time in this series, Count Von Count proving that you can win in Norse versus Egyptian. A wonderful game here from Count. I love that play here, going for the aggression on the land, going for the aggression on the water, going for that semi-fast heroic, as it were, putting pressure on everywhere. He takes the town center down. Just a wonderful game here played by Count. Kimo gonna have to go back to the drawing board. I think that the best way to play this for ISIS is to do a 4:30 advance time, drop that second town center, or go for a fast heroic, because what the heroic age does is gives you a Leviathan, which allows you to defend your fish really, really easily for free if your opponent goes for those drops on the corner of the map. Alternatively, that Sphinx needs to be looking to prevent a dock from getting thrown up, because it's always just going to be one Ulfsark there, so you can prevent that really, really easily there. But a really, really nice game here from Count Von Count. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next game.